poppy field stand in the Taliban's hand and boycott Israel if you think that's just. But unless you have a double standard, you must also boycott the rest of the nations with allegations of human rights violations. We're not perfect, but if you think we're the worst, first take a look at the rest of the earth. Don't pick and choose to pick on the Jews. Pick up the paper and read the news. Boycott Syria, their government's killing thousands of innocent unarmed civilians. Boycott Iraq, make them change the laws. They lock up and torture people without cause. Boycott Iran with the greatest rate of execution out of every other state. Boycott Turkey because they've always denied and lied about the Armenian genocide. Boycott Turkmenistan, where the only media that you ever see is what the president of media. Boycott Uzbekistan, government's rotting, enslaving children to harvest cotton. Boycott Russia because every year more Muslims mysteriously disappear. Boycott Ukraine, where the politicians lock up the opposition so there's no competition. Boycott Belarus, presidents gotta go. You know those elections are just for show. And boycott Germany cause there's no reparation for murdering half the Jewish population. And boycott Israel if you think that's just. But unless you have a double standard, you must also boycott the rest of the nations with allegations of human rights violations. We're not perfect, but if you think we're the worst, first take a look at the rest of the earth. Don't pick and choose to pick on the Jews. Pick up the paper and read the news. Boycott Sudan, the Darfur genocide, where hundreds of thousands have already died. Boycott Egypt, and don't let that narrow-minded president keep acting like Pharaoh. Boycott Saudi Arabian oppression of women getting beat up, treated like possessions. Boycott Bahrain, police brutality against the Shiites by the Sunni monarchy. Boycott Yemen, make them stop the obscene execution of juveniles under 18. Boycott Eritrea, national slavery, where they work for free indefinitely. Boycott the Congo, doing terrible things to sell blood, diamond, engagement rings. The boycott Zimbabwe, you find all kind of torture behind those government minds. The boycott South Africa, make them pay for the hundreds of women raped every day. Boycott Ivory Coast, sound the alarm, there's thousands of slaves on those cocoa farms. And boycott Israel if you think that's just. But unless you have a double standard, you must also boycott the rest of the nations with allegations of human rights violations. We're not perfect, but if you think we're the worst, first take a look at the rest of the earth. Don't pick and choose to pick on the Jews. Pick up the paper and read the news. Boycott Chile because they deny abortions even if the mother would die. And boycott Brazil where the brutal police kill thousands of people to keep the peace. Boycott Venezuela, closer inspection shows that the socialists stole the election. Boycott Colombia, putting out the lights of anyone who fights for union rights. Boycott Ecuador, stealing the lands of indigenous people for their corporate gains. And boycott Costa Rica, where they've applied so much pesticide that hundreds have died. Boycott Honduras, where a journalist gets shot if he writes anything like this. Boycott Mexico in the war on drugs. The military acts like the cartel does. Boycott the USA, make them pay for torturing people in Guantanamo Bay. And boycott Cuba, but if the government hears you criticize them, you'll be locked up for years. Boycott Israel if you think that's just. But unless you have a double standard, you must also boycott the rest of the nations with allegations of human rights violations. We're not perfect, but if you think we're the worst, first take a look at the rest of the earth. Don't pick and choose to pick on the Jews. Pick up the paper and read the news.
Let me take you back a few years ago, if I may. It is April 1st, 1933. The Nazis have won a large number of seats in the German parliament. They call for a national boycott of Jewish businesses. They post signs on Jewish businesses that say, "Don't buy from Jews," and "Jews go to Palestine." These boycotts spread to Poland and to Austria, to Canada and even the US, to Hungary and to the Middle East. Hotels, restaurants, and cafes bar Jews from entry. Jews are not allowed to become teachers, professors, judges. These laws accumulate between 1933 and 1939. The end result of this is genocide. Let's fast forward a bit in time. It is July 9th, 2005. 171 Palestinian non-governmental organizations create a campaign calling for the boycott, divestment, and sanction of the Jewish state, the State of Israel. The movement gains traction. More than 20 organizations from 13 European countries endorsed this campaign. In Canada, in 2005, Israeli Apartheid Week begins in Toronto. In 2009, several French organizations voiced their support of the movement. In 2010, Australia holds its first national BDS conference. In 2011, the American National Middle Eastern Presbyterian Caucus endorses the campaign. In 2012, Penn State holds a BDS conference, where men and women purporting to stand in the name of human rights call passionately for the annihilation of the Jewish state. The year is 2013, ladies and gentlemen. How far will you let it go? Imagine what you would do if you were approached by someone who simply said that the Holocaust never happened. What if they denied to your face that 6 million Jews were killed? What if they praised a Nazi and called him one of their heroes? Don't think it could happen? It happened right here at this institution last November on a day that was called Diversity Day. How would you respond? In December of last year, almost 400 students gathered at Northeastern University and chanted Hamas's genocidal chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Over and over and over, they chanted for the death of the Jewish state. How will you respond? Egypt, during the Arab Spring, Egyptians chanted at a soccer game, "One nation for new Holocaust. One nation for new Holocaust." Over and over, they chanted for the death of the Jewish people. How would you respond? Anti-Semitism is rising, ladies and gentlemen. Jew hatred is spreading. That thing we said would never happen again is happening. In Hungary, Britain, and Spain, anti-Semitism has increased. Last year, there were 386 anti-Semitic acts in France alone, up 45% from the previous year. In the Middle East, Mein Kampf is a bestseller. Hitler is routinely praised. The Holocaust is routinely denied, and they call daily for another one. How will we respond? We are here because it is our duty to speak. It is our duty to act. It is our duty to strive towards a day when the Zionist dream will no longer be delegitimized, when the term will no longer be a dirty word. Let us define it today, once and for all. To be a Zionist is to believe in the self-determination of the Jewish people, the right of the Jews to settle in their ancestral homeland, like any other people on the face of the earth. And as the Declaration of Independence of Israel so aptly states, we extend love and peace to our Arab brothers and sisters. We desire to live in harmony with them, to raise our children up so they may grow together in peace, so that the world may look upon our example as an ideal to strive towards. But to those who delegitimize the Jewish state, to those who call for its annihilation, to those who hold Israel Apartheid Week, to those who perpetrate BDS on college campuses, and to those who deny the Holocaust while calling for the next. Today, let it be known that you will fail. We will no longer sit idly by while these things happen. Israel is the great cause of our time. As Americans, we will stand by her, for it is right, it is just, and it is good.
Hi everyone. Welcome to the Israel Defense Fraternity's event to promote awareness and support for Israel. My name is Ronnie Manovich. I'd like to thank you all for making the time to join us tonight because, as you just saw in Chloe Valerie's chilling video, Israel is in desperate need for each and every one of us to join the battle in defense of her right to existence and peace. We cannot all fight physically in the army, but it is our obligation as educated people to shine light into a world littered with ignorance and blindness to the greatness, moral strength, and global importance of Israel's people. It is our hope that at the end of this program, you'll have the knowledge and tools to complete this task. For anyone who's interested, there is an incredible batch of useful resources that can be found at www.assembly.org. the Chai Center/IDF, or chaicenter.com/IDF. It says it on all of the little cards on your seat in case you forget. And at the end of this, we're going to have falafel and refreshments for everyone, and you'll also be able to talk to some of the speakers to ask any questions you still might have.
Any comments on Israel? We're asking everybody today. Any comments
Tell them
on
to
Israel?
get the hell out of Palestine.
Ooh. Any better comments?
Remember, these people are occupied, and it's their land, not German, it's not Poland.
So where should they go? Where should they go?
They go home.
Where's the home?
Poland
So the Jews,
Germany.
So the Jews go back to Poland and Germany.
and America and everywhere else.
Okay. Our first speaker is Daniel Landau. Daniel is a student at Queens College, and he is one of the people responsible for taking down the hate monger, Helen Thomas.
So Israel's a fantastic place to be. When you get to campus, there are many challenges that face you. Some of it could be anti-Semitism from students in your class, could be anti-hate propaganda from students in a student organization called Students for Justice in Palestine. They're an organization who, not necessarily are friends of Israel, they tend to believe that students should be anti-Israel, anti-Zion. They try and push propaganda. So what can you do for that? How do you counter that? So many schools, such as Columbia University and Queens College, which thank God is not really in existence, at NYU, they